coming up on the Charge on Air. Parking Lot B will be under construction for the rest of the semester.
A judge dismissed alumni Dandelions family lawsuit.
UCF's Direct Connect program is celebrating 20 years in helping students transfer and succeed.
In sports, SpaceU debuts a new uniform.
The Charge on Air starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to the Charge on Air. I'm Cecily Webb.
And I'm Allyson Castillo. Today is Friday, November 7, 2025.
Get your hard hats ready, Knights, because renovations on parking lot B1 to 4 near Milliken Hall begin on Monday. The work is split up into different phases as will continue until the middle of January of 2026. Charge on Air reporter Stephen Brown tells us how it may affect your commute to campus.
UCF began renovations on the parking lots near Milliken Hall and the Duke Energy Welcome Center this week. In an email sent out to students, UCF laid out plans to improve the looks of the area and reduce traffic. The email also states that the construction will be broken up into 2 phases to leave some spots available. Samantha Ford works in Milliken Hall and parks in one of the B lots every day for her job. She says splitting up the construction is helpful for employees who use the lots and that the end result will be beneficial for everyone on campus.
I think if they didn't do that, some of us would have to be parking in garages, and that's kind of a commute, especially with the sidewalk shut down. I think that it was pretty busy, especially with it being shared between students and employees. I think that by opening it up and taking away the bus loop, it's going to be just a lot better for people to find parking at all times of the day.
I'm pulled into a spot in parking lot B1, which will be open during phase 1 of construction. While the renovations are meant to add spots for everybody on campus, one student in particular thinks it would have been better to focus the construction somewhere else.
Mika Schultz is a junior at UCF who drives to campus at least 3 times a week. He shared his thoughts on the construction and thought it would have been better to start it over break.
I honestly feel like it's a little bit silly because why wouldn't they upgrade the parking garages? I mean, it's good to see progress is happening, but there's a right time to do it.
UCF says the construction will last until January and should reduce traffic near the center of campus. In Orlando, Stephen Brown, The Charge on Air.
As of now, there is no estimated completion for phase 1 of construction, but we will keep you updated with any new developments.
A lawsuit filed by the family of the late journalist Dandelions was recently dismissed by a federal judge. The lawsuit was filed earlier this year against the parent company of Spectrum News 13 after Lion was shot and killed while reporting on a story back in 2023. The plaintiffs argued that the station had a responsibility to provide their staff with the proper safety equipment and conduct an appropriate risk assessment of the location prior to sending its reporters. The dismissal was due to the complaint failing to allege that Lions was not aware of the danger that came with reporting on the crime scene. The family has until November 10th to refile the suit.
This fall semester marked the 20th anniversary of UCF's Direct Connection program. Charge on Air reporter Victoria Pera tells us more about this new milestone.
The Direct Connect program at UCF Connect is reaching a milestone this semester with 20 years of operation on campus. Direct Connect is an option for college students who want to get a start on their degree but can't quite make the commitment to a 4-year university right away. This program brings students who have finished their AA degrees at a partnered community college straight to UCF campus. Direct Connect was created in the fall of 2005 with 4 partnered community colleges around the state. Today, they have increased to 7. UCF Connect Assistant Vice Provost Dr. Kimberly Hardy says the impact transfer students bring to our university's education is a positive one.
Transfer students who, again, various different backgrounds, different majors, different life experiences, everything brings such a great impact to our university. And that experience, I think, in itself really enriches what we have at UCF and that educational experience for all students.
Students can save about 25% on average tuition by attending a state college first. The most recent addition to the program is Indian River State College, with campuses located in 5 different Florida cities.
Not every college student journey is the same, whether it starts here at a big campus like UCF or one of the smaller Direct Connect partnered community colleges. This program over the past 20 years has empowered over 79,000 students to pursue a higher education, but at a fraction of the cost.
Transfer students can find help getting used to a new campus with Direct Connect success coaches at the UCF Transfer Center. Angelina Smith is a director of the UCF Transfer Center. Smith says she enjoys seeing how much of an impact Direct Connect has had on college students over the past 20 years.
Look at over these 20 years and the number of students that probably would not have received the degree, a bachelor's degree, and they've been able to do that and give back to this community. That is huge.
As the program reaches this 20-year milestone, the Connect team at UCF sees this recent addition of Indian River State College as a sign of what is to come. More opportunity for growth in transfer student success. In Orlando, Victoria Pera, The Charge on Air.
Transfer students looking for more information on academic resources can find the Transfer Center in Suite 215 in Trevor Colburn Hall or call 407-823-4547.
The Linnets bus route 434 that serves UCF students is being eliminated and will be replaced by the microtransit service called Scout. Students are concerned about the changes coming. Charge on Air reporter Christy Saintville talked to UCF students and leaders in Seminole County about these changes and the impact it will have.
Major changes are coming to some Lynx bus routes in Seminole County next year. Out of 11 fixed routes currently in operation, 6 will be eliminated, including 2 that directly impact UCF students. Route 434, which connects Oviedo, Winter Springs, and Longwood to UCF's main campus, and Neighborhood Link 822, which serves the Oviedo area. Seminole County Commissioner Amy Lockhart says cutting these routes is part of a broader effort to reduce costs.
Reasons why the Lynx route was eliminated, because there are not a lot of students from Seminole County utilizing public transportation.
This is one of the new Scout vehicles that was to replace several Lynx routes in Seminole County. Riders can request a ride through the Freebie app. It has 3 rows and is very accessible for people with wheelchairs and people with bikes.
But students aren't worried about accessibility. They're more concerned about the cost. Rides start at $4 within a single zone. However, Commissioner Lockhart says students will receive a discount.
If you are a student, automatically you can apply for and get a discount for your ride.
Senior communications major Tanisha Toussaint, who regularly rides the 434, says the change puts students at a disadvantage, even with a discount.
I don't feel like this is the best option because, number one, you have to pay, and a lot of these college students, they're broke college students.
Lynx officials say routes 13 and 104 will still service UCF, and students with a valid UCF ID can continue to ride Lynx buses for free. In Orlando, Christy Saintville, The Charge on Air.
The changes are set to affect in January of 2026. Speaking of events, Ollie, now that the spookiness of Halloween passed, it's no longer cold. So, Stephen, let us know our current conditions.
Yep, that's right, guys. I'm standing right in front of the Acrisure Bounce House Stadium, right by gates 6 and 7, where students will be pouring in for UCF's annual space game against Houston later tonight. And it's lining up to be some beautiful weather for the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at our current conditions for anybody who might be tailgating. As you can see, we're sitting at about 81 degrees currently with an 82% humidity. Winds are coming in at 3 miles an hour from the northwest, and there is a 0% chance of rain. So fingers crossed we'll be able to avoid that weekly UCF rain delay. And we won't see these warmer temperatures this weekend here to stay. So I'll be sure to keep you updated on that later in the show. That's all the time I have for now. Back to our anchors at the desk.
Thanks for that update, Stephen. Coming up next, the first aviation club on campus helps students soar in planes and opportunities.
Plus, UCF and a local business send relief to those affected by Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica.
Florida may never look the same again. Everyday issues like pollution, climate change, sea level rise, they threaten the beautiful nature here in our backyard. But here at UCF, you personally can receive funding to make a change. Students of all backgrounds are encouraged to apply for the Gulf Scholars Program. Funded by a grant from the National Academies of Sciences, this program prepares future leaders to solve some of the toughest issues our environment will face, all through team-based research and education right here at UCF. Participating students can receive mentorship from faculty in multiple fields, paid travel, and the chance to make up to $5,000 per year for each year in the program. Plus, Gulf Scholars get the chance to go on unique adventures around Florida's Gulf Coast, showing them exactly why it should be protected up close. Undergraduate students in any major can apply at gulfscholars.research.ucf.edu.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad! Okay, here we go, throw it! Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
Soaring to new heights, literally, UCF's Pegasus Pilots Club is giving students a chance to take flight in both the air and in their careers. I talked to the club's founder and their members about how this group is helping students reach their aviation goals.
Pegasus Pilots is a student-run aviation club, giving members the chance to explore the skies, gain real-world experience, and make connections that last a lifetime. Club founder Andrew Chowdhury said when he came to UCF and realized there wasn't an aviation club on campus, he wanted to start one. He says the opportunities of this club go way beyond just flying.
We're not a flight school. We don't have planes, we don't have, an airport or a runway. What we do have is a bunch of hardworking people with the determination to make other people's journey just a little bit more easier. And if we're able to take any bit of weight off your shoulders, even if it's the smallest thing possible, a slight discount in your flight training, having somebody that's a UCF student who's like-minded, whether it's with your careers or your hobby and interests, to make your flight training or your goals as a pilot that much more achievable and easier, that's a win for us.
Even though Pegasus Pilots is focused towards networking, there's still a big emphasis on hands-on experience.
I'm sitting here in the cockpit of the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Members of the Pegasus Pilots Club will take general aviation aircraft like this one to get the hours required for their license.
The club is already making an impact on younger students, and Julia Hyam is an example of that. The freshman has only been in the club for a semester, but she says it has already helped her future as a pilot.
It honestly already has. I met some people, some other girls that I met, and where they're going to flight school. I currently haven't started my flight training. I'm starting next semester, but this club has helped me in finding different flight schools and which one I want to maybe get involved in. It's also helped me get a good head start on what exactly ground school is going to be like, and helping me get started, even though I'm not starting already, but just get my toes in the water, I guess.
From hands-on projects to more opportunities for student pilots, Pegasus Pilots is creating a hub for excellence and innovation in aviation. In Orlando, I'm Cecily Webb, The Charge on Air.
For more information and to get involved, you can find them on Knights Connect or follow them at Instagram at pegasuspilots.ucf.
Orlando could see a new form of transportation after a proposal for advanced air mobility was recently announced by Governor Ron DeSantis. Charge on Air reporter Ashley Reep tells us more on what this could mean for drivers.
Imagine beating the morning traffic by flying right over it. That's the idea behind a new proposal announced on October 16th from Governor Ron DeSantis for a flying car test facility right here in Orlando. Additionally, this month, the Florida Department of Transportation has released a new business plan regarding air mobility. Hatim Ebusena, Associate Professor of Civil Engineering, says this new mode of transportation would improve traffic conditions. He explains how everyday drivers could benefit from this proposal.
So when you say Orlando, which is the most congested highway here? I-4, right? So having like an additional layer of this kind of mode, it will relieve heavy demand corridors, especially during the peak hour.
On highways like these, traffic isn't just an inconvenience, it's a daily reality. So testing advanced air mobility could help drivers one day by taking the pressure off the road and ease into the sky. Mallory Grismer, UCF alumna, has commuted from Polk County to UCF. She says she dislikes traffic heavily, but would need to know more about the safety measures put in place before trying air mobility.
I just want to understand the logistics of it, because what is the air traffic system like, you know? I get such bad flight anxiety, and especially trying something out, I feel like any errors, I don't want to be there. There's always errors at the beginning when you try things.
Testing for advanced air mobility may begin as soon as 2026, but certain prototypes are awaiting federal approval. Reporting in Orlando, Ashley Reep, The Charge on Air.
More information on advanced air mobility is expected to be released in 2026.
Hurricane Melissa hit Jamaica on October 28th, causing flooding and damages. Charge on Air reporter Bryanna Valderrama has more on how the Jamaican community in Central Florida is supporting and relief efforts.
It's ripped apart. There are places that I'm now realizing the Jamaica I go back to is not the Jamaica I left.
Hurricane Melissa made landfall at a Category 5 on the southwestern coast of Jamaica, causing catastrophic damage. Junior animation major and Kingston native Gabrielle Sterling explains the hurricane's impacts on the entire Jamaican community.
We're walking through darkness right now, and based on how strong our community is, when one person is hurting, just one, yet alone a community of people, everyone hurts. But I am comforted by the fact that every time I open Instagram, there's people passing boxes, there's trucks pulling up.
Part of the Jamaican Student Association e-board, Sterling says that they're collecting food donations, reposting resources, and working with other JAMBs in Florida to raise funds through GoFundMe.
Whether it's UCF or Orlando, the Jamaican community is coming together to support loved ones in whatever way they can. And I'm at Mark's Jamaican Bar and Grill, where they are doing just that. They are providing relief items to family and loved ones back in Jamaica.
Business owner and Westmoreland native Mark Jathan explains why he is using his business's resources to offer support and relief items to loved ones back home.
Growing up on the island, I know what the people's going through. Here I have an avenue where I can make a big contribution. My customers and my friends, they're more than willing to, to bring stuff in, and we provide that avenue to get it down into Jamaica for the folks.
While the hurricane may have passed, Jamaica's recovery has only just begun. In Orlando, Bryanna Valderrama, The Charge on Air.
To find live information and updates about Jamaica, go to JAMASA_UCF and click the Jamaica Hurricane Relief section in their bio. Heading out to tonight's SpaceU game, find out if the weather will be perfect to launch a win.
Yeah, Cecily, I want to show my school spirit, but I need to know if I have to layer up like an astronaut. So don't go too far, because The Charge on Air will be right back.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go. Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Yeah! I thought you were on my team.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad! Okay, here we go, throw it! Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
Welcome back, everyone.
It's time to check in with student meteorologists from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University for a look into the national forecast.
And we're watching two storm systems here as we head into the weekend. The first one over the Tennessee River Valley. A lot of southerly flow and moisture going to drive that storm potential. Strong to severe thunderstorms certainly a possibility here for portions of Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee as we head into the weekend. And then out to the western tier of the nation, this atmospheric river will be driving plenty of moisture here across places like Seattle. The Pacific Northwest could be picking up some pretty significant snowfall amounts into the higher elevations here. So that is going to be another thing we're watching. And a big surge in Arctic air is on the way. Temperatures in the northern plains could be in the teens and the 20s. And this big cold Arctic air mass is eventually going to be funneling down here into the southeast. So temperatures here in Florida could be 20 to 30 degrees below average. We'll turn things over back now to UCF with more on this chilly air coming our way.
Thanks, Dominic. Now let's look at how the weather is looking this week, because you know I'm always covering sports, so I need the weather to be on my side.
Same, nothing worse than having to record outdoors under bad weather, but nothing keeps us informing our viewer. Speaking of our weather, let's go back to Steven to see how it looks for today's space game.
Yep, that's right. I'm still here in front of the bounce house. It's going to be like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be a little bit warmer this weekend than what we've seen in previous days, but those temperatures are not going to stay. If we can go ahead and take a look at our 5-day forecast, you'll see that the highs this weekend are going to be in the low to mid 80s, while the lows are going to come into the mid to high 60s. As you can see on Monday, those temperatures are going to start to drop. So if you have any outside activities that you were wanting to get in, I'd recommend squeezing those in this weekend. I know for sure that I'm going to be throwing my hoodies and sweatpants into the wash because as a Florida native myself, that looks more like Pennsylvania than it does Florida. So be sure to get those warm clothes ready nights, and back to our anchors at the desk.
Allie, this week has been stellar. I'm so sad to say Space Week coming to an end.
I know, Cecily, until next year's takeoff, but stay tuned to learn about the cosmic new uniforms that'll make the bounce beam.
Some people judge a book by its cover, and if you're not what people are looking for, you're kind of like a reject.
At school, it feels like everyone's staring at me and I'm just kind of not really a person.
Sometimes I can't believe that you could be proud of me if I'm not proud of myself.
It just was hard today. Nobody was listening to me.
Think of our best times together. Let's do more of that.
Try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. the coals. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains.
There's no sparks.
But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
But I've got to shoot how crazy it is at UCF right now.
Afternoon nights. My name is Victoria Pera, and I'm here to bring you all of your latest UCF sport updates. Let's see what's been going on. UCF's new SpaceU uniforms are inspired by hypersonic research. Charge on Air reporter Jean Perez tells us more.
I'm outside the Acrisure Bounce House where UCF's football team plays their annual SpaceU game. And this year, they're taking their uniforms straight into hyperspace. Titled Mission 9 Hyperspace, the uniforms draw inspiration from UCF's hypersonic research. The helmet features a mock diamond-inspired stripe running down the center, showing off the directional phenomena and giving the illusion that players are moving at incredibly high speeds. The uniform's number is styled to mimic motion blur when traveling at hypersonic speeds. At the center of the jersey, there's a Hades patch, which resembles a hypersonic wind tunnel's wireframe diagram. Graduate research assistant Nate Dreyer explains how the Hades facility helps test hypersonic vehicles at a real-world scale.
Hades, what it'll allow us to do is to create these super high temperature, high speed flows that we need to test a hypersonic vehicle, but at a large scale. We can actually put much larger objects into it and simulate them at the scale that they would actually be in a vehicle.
On the pants, a Mission 9 patch with 8 Polaris stars honoring past space game missions. And on the back of the helmet, the motto Citius est Futurum, Latin for the future is faster, ties the uniform's design together. Hypersonic Facilities Director Justin Sprunger says the motto reflects UCF's innovation and identity.
The future is faster is a fact. You either get dragged by it or you push it faster. And I think that is the tone of UCF. That's the whole point of this game, is to bring attention that, like, this is who we are, this is what we do. And we're big because we're good at it.
Rooted in hyperspace research, this space game design is one way UCF is showcasing the groundbreaking work happening right on campus. In Orlando, with the Charge on Air News, I'm John Perez.
That's all we have for sports this week. Stay tuned for more updates on UCF sports in the following newscast. Thank you for watching us on the Charge on Air, and you guys catch us next week.
There, Leanne's back with you to say that this is the final episode of The Golf at Night. Today, we are going to chat with our golf scholars, and they're going to talk a little bit about what they learned and overall why this was such a great experience for them. We had a lot of unique experiences, like kayaking Homosassa, visiting the Moat Marine Lab, meeting Stuart, who dresses up as a certain pirate from the Caribbean. What was your guys' favorite part?
I would say for me, the kayaking. I really liked it. It was actually my first time kayaking, and I was actually kind of scared falling in the water. But I really enjoyed the experience because we learned a lot about the environment while also being in the environment and seeing like the different type of animals. Like, I was not expecting to see a manatee or a dolphin. So I thought that was very unique, and how even though those two are, well, mostly dolphin or mostly in the ocean, we actually saw one in the river. And then my favorite part was actually the sunset until it was nighttime. So I would say the kayaking, because it shows the different communities that is impacted by the river that's close to the Gulf Coast, both humans and also animals as well.
It was really fun learning from the locals about their environment.
Yeah, and also we saw a lot of animals there, which was surprising. I didn't expect to see like we saw a dolphin, we saw the manatee, the gator, what else we saw? The otter, that one bird that was swimming in the water too.
Lots of birds.
I have a love-hate relationship with that kayak experience because I have megalophobia, if you don't know what that is. It's the fear of being in open bodies of water. So I low-key was freaking out inside the entire trip. I did enjoy the sunset. I did not expect to see such a beautiful sky. It was pink and blue. It looked like cotton candy, and it was just gorgeous. I've never seen something like that before in my entire life. In my 22 years of life, that's something you cannot see from the porch of your home. That's not something you can just go out on your lawn, lay down, and look up in the sky and see. So that sunset, it's something worth protecting, which is why we need to do better for our planet.
So my favorite part was going to see Dr. Chris and his lab with the, what's it called, triple quadruple mass spectrometer. I thought it was very interesting to see that and see how they handle samples and everything. I also really liked when we went to, it was Dr. Toyota and her human bronchial cells that she was studying. I thought it was really interesting, seeing how we actually got to see the cells under a microscope.
It
was pretty
freaky.
It was kind of freaky, but it was sick. It was sick, yeah. So that was one of my favorite parts of the experience.
I think one of my favorite parts was kind of just exploring along the Gulf. I remember when we were in a restaurant that's been there for over 70 years, that Burger Shack on
The
Skinny's Burger, yeah.
The lore, the skinny,
skinny lore. I overheard one of the workers talking to a patron about losing his college dorm or his apartment last year in the hurricane. And you kind of just see the effects that all these locals are facing, and you see them working in such a beautiful environment, and you kind of just really want to help to protect that.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think, I don't remember which beach it was. Yeah, do you remember that one beach where we went out to the water? Like we had like 15 minutes to go in the water.
Oh my gosh.
Anna Marie.
Yeah.
Anna Marie, yeah.
Yeah, the water was so nice. You just looked down and it was so blue, so clear.
It was so warm. I want to go back.
Yeah, like it was like if you go to that beach, you're like, I want to make sure that beach stays forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many businesses thrive off those beaches. There's so many tourism and so many locals setting up businesses, like the people who were renting horses on the seashore and people renting chairs on the seashore and bars and restaurants on the seashore. So it really is important that those beaches stay occupied.
I love seeing the horses in the water.
I did not know horses could swim. I know that's that was so wacky to see, like horses swimming in the ocean. That's freaky.
Yeah.
What do you guys hope that these listeners have taken away from everything they've heard today?
We get one planet, so let's not mess it up.
Yeah, no, the main thing is always going to be that unless people take it seriously, and unless enough people like are aware of it and willing to act, not much is going to change. We are hurting our planet, and our planet is going to get like worse to live in because of our actions. And it's important that everyone, right? Like it's not like you have to do something, or right, like one person is going to make a huge difference. But if every single person makes an effort, right, like just an effort, it's going to help.
Going back to that community effort.
Yeah. And one thing I think we've lost sight of, like, do you remember when you were a kid and you heard the phrase reuse, reduce, recycle? Mm-hmm. Have you ever noticed that we only really recycle? We don't reduce, we don't reuse, right? Like, I feel like we need to go back to that idea of if everyone contributes, everyone like reduces the amount of plastic use, tries to reuse what they can, of course, recycle. It's going to make a small difference, but I combine that with actually petitioning the government to try to take more of an active role in preventing and regulating the environment and trying to stop, like let's say businesses from dropping chemicals in the environment and stuff like that. Because like the EPA, right? Like there's been the whole talk about how they've been losing, how there's a lot of things they don't regulate anymore, right? Like it's important to try to at least pressure, at least put, make people aware that we need to protect the environment now more than ever.
I do agree with you. Just like going back what Miguel said, I want people to take away from this podcast is you can also do your part in helping the environment, even if it's just a little project like going to the beach and doing a beach cleanup or just recycling at your own house or apartment. I feel like people should take away that you can do your part of helping out the environment as well.
I think even by listening to this podcast and trying to educate yourself is a great start.
Yeah. We went to the Gulf Scholars conference. And over there, we saw what the impact of like a very small group of individuals can do. There were some research projects in there that were really kind of mind-blowing, what they were doing to try to help the environment. Right? It's stuff that you haven't even heard of, like it's a couple of plant species. What was another cool project they had there?
I love the one where it was just so simple as setting up a station for plastic toys on the beach.
Yeah.
That's it. And to reduce those microplastics that can get into our water by setting up that station. It's just something small and something so easy, but it can make such a big change.
Please tell our listeners, especially because many of them are undergraduate students here at UCF, why should they join the Gulf Scholars Program?
I think going back to how everyone can make a difference, I feel like even no matter what your background is, right? Like a lot of us have different backgrounds that don't relate to science. Although it does help if you are a science-related background, but as long as you want to make a difference, right? Anyone can make a difference. Anyone can help. As long as you have the interest and you want to help and you want to become part of this program, apply and become a part of the program, right? Like anyone can join, anyone can do their part, and you're going to learn a lot and you're going to see a lot.
So, science is so interesting because it takes so many different studies and kind of has them all work together to make that ecosystem or to come up with that conclusion. So using us as an example, we're all coming from different studies and backgrounds, but we were able to communicate and find different topics that we found interesting. And then just like how the people at Moat work together, they all worked together differently and brought us something different to the table to find a solution. And I think you can do that in this program. It's a great leeway to work with other like-minded people towards a common goal.
I do agree with both Maggie and Miguel. I feel like people should join this program because, like I said before, no matter what opportunity is out there, go after it. When I first joined this program, I really didn't know what to expect coming from a communication background. But I do feel like no matter what program you're in, you have to give in what you can take out of it. Joining this program has helped me learn how to work with teams, so mostly like a team working skill, and also kind of relate back to my major being a communication major. I learned how to do a podcast. This was something like I wanted to do for a very long time. So doing that has helped me work on my podcast skills and other skills as well. When you join different programs, no matter what it is, you can learn skills that can help you in the future when it comes to jobs. And I realize I am very deep about environment as well.
Like I said before, I got megalophobia. I don't like the ocean. I don't like the beach. And the main reason I didn't like the beach was because it's dirty. But then I realized it's dirty because no one's doing anything about it. And I can be part of the problem or I can be part of the solution. So I decided to join the Gulf Scholars because I wanted to be the solution or be a part of the solution. And like I said, I don't know a lick about science, but what I lack, these three have picked up for me. And I'm very grateful that I was able to work with Maggie, Tanisha, and Miguel on this podcast.
Oh, me too.
Same.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the second season of the UCF Golf Scholars Program podcast, The Golf at Night. We want to give a big shout out to the National Academies of Engineering, Sciences, and Medicine, as that's where our funding comes from, and we wouldn't be able to do this without them. We also want to give a shout out to our wonderful leadership team, including people like Dr. Chris Emmerich, Dr. Jennifer Sandoval, Dr. Erica Kite, Dr. Michelle Taub, Andrea Berry, and our founding member, Christy Lewis. Without their guidance, this podcast and this program would not be the success that it is. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure to share this with your friends and family. You can listen to it on Spotify, you can watch it on YouTube, and we can live in your hearts forever. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.